Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Mel, and you know what time it is. It is TBR time. I am so excited for the month of October. I have so many spooky plans and things that I am just beyond excited to do. If you guys watched my fall reset video, then you already know some of my reading plans, but most of those I am keeping hush-hush until the video comes out, just to give a little surprise for you guys. But with that being said, I do have a lot of things that I need and want to read in the month of October. I am going to be participating in 2 readathons this month. The first one is Halloweekend, which is hosted by Books with Lexi. You guys know Lexi. This is a readathon that happens throughout the entire month, but only on the weekend. So it's Thursday through Sunday every weekend, and there are prompts and things like that. I think I'm just going to be kind of low-key participating, enjoying the spooky vibes. They're going to do sprints and games and things like that, so definitely keep your eyes peeled on Lexi's channel. And then I'm also going to be doing, I think, a week of Roll As I Go Spookopoly. Spookopoly is the spooky October version of Bookopoly, hosted by Becca and the Books, and this is a readathon that I look forward to every year. I really enjoy just moving around the board and rolling as I go and seeing what I'm gonna get. I find that I am definitely more motivated when I know I get to spin again or I get to roll again and I want to know what I'm gonna get, so I actually read a lot more because I'm excited for that next roll and excited about what I'm reading. So it's always a good time, always something that I enjoy, and I'm hoping to do that early in the month, so be on the lookout for that as well. I really don't have a lot of mandatory reads in the month of October. We are still taking a break from Indie Archive until November, December because we're waiting on the SPFBO picks to come out. I will be reading those, but not quite yet. And then I also have the Backlist Book Club, which is still reading the Book of the Ancestor, and we're on Holy Sister. So I guess without further ado, I think that's really all I've got as far as intro stuff for you guys. Let's just jump into the first roll. All right, so TBR Bluff, roll number 1. We have a 1, a 5, a 2, a 1, and a 6. So I'll keep the 2 1s and roll everything else again. Another 1, a 5, and a 4. So do we have 3 1s? Because I am curious as to what that is. Blurbed is 3 1s. That is a really fun prompt, but also a very hard prompt. So I think we're going to roll one more time. 4 1s. 4 1s is hybrid genre. That'll work. Okay, so for TBR Bluff, roll number 1, we got 4 1s, and that ended up being a hybrid genre. And I struggled with this one just a little bit, not because I didn't know what to read, but because I had so many options for this. I also had the option of the next in the Elise Kova series. There's so many fantasy romance that I want to read. However, I did want to pick something that I think I might be able to do for my Fall Vibes only vlog. So it's either going to be, I think, Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the first in a brand new series by her. And the tagline says, "She lives by her intuition, he feeds on her pleasure." Sounds interesting. Curious. I do really love From Blood and Ash. I really enjoyed her Lux series when I was a teenager. So I'm excited to read this one. Mildly nervous because the reviews have been so-so on it so far. So I'm not entirely sure it can go in a 5-star prediction vlog, but we'll see. And then the next one is Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is an older fantasy romance, but one that I have heard incredible things about. Obviously, it's about a woman that uses poisons. I want to say there may be a school setting in here, maybe not. And I've heard so many good things about this book, so I am dying to read it, and this just gives me fall vibes. Hi, I am the ghost that is haunting Mel's TBR. She did it all wrong. Didn't you know that you were supposed to be doing spooky books for spooky season? How dare she put all of this, like, what the heck is that, fantasy romance on the spooky season TBR? No, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. Don't worry, I have come to save the TBR. I got you. Okay. So, for hybrid book, we're not going with a fantasy romance, we're not doing it. We're instead going to be going with Parasite by Darcy Coates. This is one of Mel's favorite authors. I don't know why she didn't put this on the TBR to begin with, but don't worry, I fixed it. This is a sci-fi horror about an alien that takes over people's bodies and looks and personalities and eats them, or something like that. Anyway, I've heard this is a bunch of little short stories. I've heard it is horrific. There you go. Spooky book number 1 fixed. Next. TBR Bluff, roll number 2. A 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 4. Well, that was nearly a straight, but we do have 2 4s, so I think I'm going to keep those. A 6, a 3, and a 2, which does not help me. I'm honestly considering just keeping the 2 4s because I'm not sure if anybody's awake yet, but friend pick is always fun. So I think we're just gonna go with the 2 4s. Okay, so for TBR Bluff roll number 2, we got 2 4s, which ended up being a friend pick. So I actually, it's quite early, texted in our group chat and was like, hey, who is awake and wants to be my friend pick? And Cassidy was the first one to answer. So Cassidy, it is. Okay, so for TBR Bluff roll number 2, we got 2 2s, I think, no, 2 4s, which is friend pick, and Cassidy has decided that she is going to wake up and help me with this because it's quite early for me to be asking for a friend pick. So, what you think?
First I have a double Mel because you're here, but you're also
Hey!
But I know vlog plans for next month.
You do.
So I'm being
Secrets.
a wonderful friend, but also because I also want to read it soon. So like buddy reads. And you, The Witch Collector by Teresa Weeks.
I'm so
excited. There's a special edition coming out, so we need to read this.
I am so excited for that one. Thank you.
We're gonna go on.
Yes.
Anytime.
Bye. Okay, so she picked The Witch Collector for me by Carissa Weeks. I'm so excited to read this. Like you heard her say, there are special editions coming out, and so it's really like lit a fire under me to read this. But also it is going to be in a vlog that is coming early in the month that I am super, super excited about. I think I already told you guys that I was doing a witch blog, but make it fantasy romance, not like urban fantasy or paranormal romance, and I am very, very excited for that. This book is going to be in that vlog, and I think it's enemies to lovers. I heard amazing things about it, and I cannot wait to read this book. And then, you know, Cassidy picking for the TBR, like, I'm tempted to let that one slide. I am tempted to let that one slide. However, she also picked a fantasy romance, which, again, is not what we're doing for spooky season. So, I asked the lovely creator of Halloweekend herself, Lexi, to give us an alternative, a spooky choice that Mel has to read on top of Cassidy's pick, because we're not letting her out of that easily. Like, she's still got to read Cassidy's pick. So, she decided that she was going to make her read Alice in Borderland. So, you know that is a manga. Mel's never read a manga, but it's super cutthroat, and Lexi loves it and is super excited about it, so that's what we're going with. Roll number 3. A 6, a 2, a 4, a 2, and a 1, so we'll keep the 2 2s. Two 5s. So what is 2 2s and 2 5s? That is an indie. I do love me some indie. I think I'm gonna go with indie. Okay, so for TBR Bluff roll number 3, we got 2 5s and 2 2s, which was an indie book. And I thought I had an indie book, but hang on, let me go grab it. Okay, so for indie book, this one was a little bit harder than it really should have been, mostly just because I want to read some of the SPFBO indies, but I don't know which ones are going to be finalists yet, and I am saving the finalists for a thing, so I can't read those yet. I had a couple of horror that I could have chosen, Keelan Patrick Burke, and obviously Darcy Coates would have been an option, but I think what I'm going to do is put the third Elise Kova on there, Earth's End. This is a series that is focused on elemental magic, and it's following Vala, who lives in a world where sorcery is not considered to be a good thing. People are scared of sorcerers, and all she wants to do is just hang out, be a library apprentice, mind her own business, when one day that she finds out that she is one of the last remaining air sorcerers, and she is highly coveted for this. I really, really enjoy this series. It's fun, it's bingeable, they're super short, and I'm excited to continue in this. Obviously, this is indie, so this is what I'm going to be reading for my indie prompt. Next up, she got an indie pick, which I feel like is perfect for horror, but no, no, she put another, you guessed it, guess it, fantasy romance on the TBR. What the heck is wrong with her? So, we're gonna fix that, and instead, she's gonna read from one of her favorite authors, Keelan Patrick Burke, Turtle Boy. This is involving a boy and his friend that go to a lake, and they see another boy sitting on the lake that is supposed to have turtles the size of Buicks. There are secrets, there is horror. We are excited. This is not long, so I'm doing her a favor. Next. Roll number 4. One, 6, 5, 2, and 2. So we're keeping the 2 2s again. 1 and 5. I think I'm going to try one more time. 1, 6, and 5. So I guess 2 twos is meant to be, which is way up here, and that is new to TBR. Okay, so TBR Bluff roll number 4 got me at 2 twos, which is new to TBR, and this was kind of like world is my oyster because I should not show you guys what my like TBR pile, book haul pile looks like because I desperately need to do a book haul. And I also know that there are some books that I've accidentally put on my shelf because I've read already that should be in that pile. So I had so many books to choose from, but I think for this one, I am going to go with One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. This is a Romeo and Juliet inspired mobster witches in New York kind of situation. And I think Erin read this pretty recently, really enjoyed it. I have been wanting to try another Olivia Blake, and her books just give me so many fall vibes that I think that this is going to work really well in the month of October. Obviously, it is witches. It's not going to be in the witch vlog, but it is witches, and there's just something about mobster witches in New York that really calls to me. It sounds great. I'm excited to read it. It's not super long, and it is illustrated, which is really cool. It's got like little illustrations in it. I think most of her books are illustrated. Let me see if I can find another good one. Oh yeah, that one's pretty. So anyway, I am very excited to read this, and I need to get books off of that haul pile anyway. Then she had new to TBR, which was also a quintessential moment to get some of that horror that she's been super excited to read on the TBR. What does she do? Put a fantasy romance on it. Ugh, I can't with her. I can't. So instead, she's going to be reading What Kind of Mother by Clay McCloy Chapman. This is a brand new release, super hype. Been hearing what the stuff for it, and you know, that just gets me all tingly inside. So we're going to make her read What Kind of Mother. This is about a teenage mom that decides to return to her hometown, meets up with her old flame, and then starts having terrifying visions and things go awry. I hear there are crabs, I hear that it is gothic, and I hear that she wants to read it. So why didn't she put it on the TBR? Okay, and then our final roll number 5. 2 6s, 3 6s, a 2 and a 3. So what is 3 6s? Do we even still have that? That is debut author. That one honestly is kind of hard for me. So I think we're going to roll 3 of these again. Ah, that wasn't a roll. 2 3s and a 2. So 2 6s and 2 3s. May already be, nope. Book club or read along. That actually works really well, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, and so this is the board currently. We are getting fuller, but not quite to scary zone yet. Okay, and last but not least, TBR Bluff roll number 5 got us a book club or read along pick. And this one was easy because I only have one book club or read along pick in the month of October, which sounds really strange because I always have so many book clubs going on that I can't keep my head above water. But for this month, it's just Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. This is the 3rd and final book in the Book of the Ancestor, which is following Nona, who commits a crime, nearly kills somebody, and gets whisked away to the Convent of Sweet Mercy and raised to be an assassin nun for the Ancestor. I had read the first 2 books previously and was rereading them for backlist, but this is the first time that I am going to be reading Holy Sister. I am so excited to be finishing off the series. It has quickly become, on reread especially, one of my favorite series that I've ever read. I adore Nona so much, and I'm very excited to finish this off finally. And then, for the final pick, she picks a fantasy. Is there not a single horror on this TBR? Pfft. Instead, I'm going to get her to read the book club pick for the Lights Out Book Club, which is a horror thriller book club hosted by Sav from Riveting Reads, which also coincidentally happens to be co-hosted by Cassidy, who is hosting the Backlist Book Club, so I feel like she can't be too mad. So, this is a young adult horror. There's No Way I'd Die First by Lisa Springer. I don't know anything about it. I think there may be zombies. Not really sure, but it's got to be better than whatever that crap was that she put on her TBR. Okay, you're welcome. I have fixed it. This TBR is looking a lot more spooky now. Maybe I won't have to haunt her in November. We'll see. We'll see how she does. Let me know. My services are for hire. I will haunt you. I will haunt you. Okay, back to whatever your regular scheduled programming was. Okay guys, so I think that that is going to be my TBR. It is a pretty light TBR honestly for this month, but it's because a lot of my reading plans they're picks that I'm going to be making, but they're picks that I'm not going to be able to make until the vlog starts to happen. Like the can't stop reading until I find a 5-star. I'm just going to have to keep picking books until I find a 5-star, and I don't 100% know what those books are going to be yet. There is another like spinner wheel type vlog coming. Not going to know what I'm reading until that lands on it. So basically for this month, we're flying by the seat of our pants, but flying by the seat of our pants with plans. Does that make sense? Organized chaos? Organized chaos is what I'm going with. But I think it's going to be a really fun month. I'm super excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Let me know down in the comments what some of the books are that are going to be on your TBR for the month of October. What are you looking forward to? Are you going to be participating in any readathons like I am for this month, or are you just going to be living in the vibes? If you are just here and want to let me know that you were hanging out, leave me a bird, wings, some kind of emoji for Fall of Ruin and Wrath. I always get that title mixed up. Okay, so thank you guys so very much for watching. As always, links to my Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads are all down in the description box below. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!